got some shit that I need to get off my chest, bro. And I'm not gonna be raging out or anything like that. So I don't get that in your heads. If y'all think I'm gonna rage out, I'm not. I'm merely speaking from a place of being irritated and being tired of the bullshit. Like, I genuinely find it hilarious that a lot of you mothers in the troll community are so hypocritical. I mean, it's funny. You guys sit there, you attack me, and then when I respond to you shitting on me, you get pissed. That's a fucking lie, you dumb hooker. Like, what fucking right do you think you have to attack me, bash on me, and then turn around and get pissed off when I respond to you shitting on me? It doesn't make sense at all.
Welcome back to another delusional episode of the Cyraxx Deep Dive series here on the Swamp Dweller Live channel, my friends. It's great to see you made it back to another episode. Today we are going over quite the list of topics. Cyraxx is defending himself from the trolls as always, calling out MusicBizMarty, William Gloryhole, Wance Chilkins, and the like. Of course, he has tons of excuses, and at this point it seems like he might be more delusional than he's ever been, and that's really saying something. On top of that, we do discover that good boy Marty may have passed away, R.I.P. But Cyraxx doesn't believe that, and he has a conspiracy theory of his own. He thinks Marty's up to no good. So let's jump right back into this.
Like, it literally makes no sense at all whatsoever. And, the thing that really gets me is this. The thing that really completely just baffles my brain is that every time I do shit and I start to do music, my shit gets stolen, I take back what's rightfully mine, and yet I'm the bad guy. I'm the thief. I'm the dude that everybody... Why? Because I'm actually successful?
Bro, what are you talking about, man?
Because I actually have a name to me?
What?
Because I've actually released 5+ albums, bro. I mean, seriously, I have literally released more albums than Marty could ever hope to put out.
Over the years, Cyraxx has become incredibly skilled with his deflection skill. He likes to distract from what actually is going on, what the real issue is here. The issue actually is that Cyraxx says self-admittedly in many of these recent episodes that he doesn't care about any of the copyrights or rights or who owns them or anything like that. He doesn't care about Wance Chilkins' copyrights, basically. He's gonna take that music and it's gonna be his, and he's gonna do whatever he wants with it. And because he can justify it in his head that it makes all the sense in the world, he seems to think that the judge, jury, and everybody else will seem to say the same thing. But I guess we'll see how this all turns out, because I'm not quite sure that's how copyrights work, Cyraxx.
More songs than William Gloryhole could ever hope to release in his life. I still have tracks from 13 years ago that are still unreleased. To this day, 100 songs, instrumentals, vocal pieces that are still unreleased to this day, sitting on my original Google Drive, on my original email from my very first ever YouTube channel, which got wiped out during the whole thing when YouTube went on this massive wave of shutting dead YouTube channels down.
Look, you heard the man. He's got raps from 13 years ago from his original Gmail account that got compromised and deleted, but he still got them. Don't you worry about that. He's been in the game, putting in hard work, blood, sweat, tears. He has more songs, more albums than William Gloryhole or Marty could ever wish to have. He's got 5 albums in the cut. See, Cyraxx will talk about having hundreds of songs, instrumentals, etc., but the only reason why he'll flex this is because he'll never have to prove it, because it's probably probably not true. But on top of that, Cyraxx is very likely incapable of actually knowing how to set up cloud storage and whatnot. So even if he did have these songs or files or whatever he's claiming, I'm sure they've been lost to time for quite some time, if they even did exist. If by some miracle he does have them on a cloud somewhere that he has access to, I would definitely challenge Cyraxx to upload, or even just show a screenshot of it being real. But even then, I don't know if I'd believe it.
But I find it very hypocritical that people like Marty can sit there and attack somebody like myself, but yet when I fire back, I'm the bad guy. How am I the bad guy? I'm just a simple dude trying to make a living, bro. That's all it is. Like, how am I the bad guy? How am I evil for me taking back what's rightfully mine and me doing my own shit? How am I wrong in that? You got dumbass fucking retards like MusicBizMarty claiming to be the victim when really he's the victimizer. He's the one doing all the victimizing, playing the victim. But that's okay though, because here real soon on the 13th, here real soon in about, let's see, today is now the 1st. So yeah, here in about 12 days, all that shit that he's talking, all his little friends are gonna be done for.
It seems like Cyraxx has learned a couple of new words recently, because he's going to be saying a couple big words quite often. And bravo, Cyraxx, I'm glad that you're learning new words. He's going to say hypocritical, victimizer, etc., etc. quite a few times. He repeats them a lot, so that's how you know he thinks he's sounding smart and he just learned these words because he's overusing them for no particular reason other than to just use them. Cyraxx is very confident that on the 13th, Marty is going to get his comeuppance and get his booty handed to him by the judge here in the CIA whole case. Now, I don't know about you guys, but my money is on MusicBizMarty coming out unscathed.
Like, Marty, how can you sit there and attack me and expect me to not get pissed off? Especially when attacked my family, and he expects me not to get pissed off. You try to make me look like a cheater in front of my fiance, which that failed miserably. By the way, Marty, funny thing is, my fiance is the one that told your ass off on my original Facebook 5 years ago. You didn't think I'd forget that, did you? And you know what's funny, Marty? You say that I'm talentless, but yet not once have I ever seen you get up on a mic. Not once have I ever seen you cam up, turn your camera on, and recording anything, dude. I mean, to everybody in chat, even the trolls will admit this, dude. Not once have you ever turned your fucking camera on when I've called your ass out?
I mean, hey, Cyraxx makes somewhat of a point. How can you attack him and his family and his friends, his fiance, his children, etc., and him not get upset? But don't you want him to rage out like a goblin? You're giving him mixed signals, guys. We all know Cyraxx is only running with a few little bedbug-written brain cells up there, so you gotta really spell it out for him. The lore truly runs deep, knowing that the one-armed bandit here has been around since the beginning. She apparently even told off Marty on Facebook at some point. Cyraxx is truly upset because people are trying to make it look like he's cheating on her, and he just isn't. Not this time. He's learned. It's not like he's been caught cheating on every other spouse and or fake girlfriend, fiance, etc. that he's ever had ever. So he can't be shocked that anybody would assume or think that's what's going on here. Cyraxx brings up another decent defense for once. He says, look, Marty, you call me out all the time. I come on panel, I dance my heart out, I sing my heart out, I show up, I show out every time. But anytime I call you out, it's crickets, and everybody seems to be okay with that. And Cyraxx, you're right, that is a little unfair. But you have to also understand that you're the most unlikable cretin that I've ever seen in my life, so of course I'm going to take anybody else's side.
Here's the thing, he actually does have to. And you want to know why he has to? You want to know why that son of a bitch that's laziest has to? Because every time he tells me to cam up and prove myself, I do it every time. Every time he tells me to cam up and show what I got on my stream, I do it without failure. Every time.
In Cyraxx's deluded, poisoned little brain, he seems to think that Marty is indebted to him because every single time Marty calls him out, he comes and he shows up and shows out. He always does what he is told to do. But instead of Cyraxx realizing that makes him the puppet along with Marty's little puppeteer show here for everybody, he seems to think that he's some super smart wizard badass because he's refusing to listen, but he's still not seeing the greater point and how he could ultimately get away from all this, which is again just getting away from the internet and living your life like you so-called claim you want to do. Honestly, Cyraxx saying every time I cam up, every time I do it, every time I'm challenged I step up, is that really a flex? Because in my opinion it just makes you look bad. It just shows that you have no self-control and that you're willing to embarrass yourself at any given moment.
Every time Marty gets called the fuck out and told to turn his camera on, he punks out like a bitch. Every time. He punks out like a coward. But yet, when I get called out and I get told to cam up, here I am in the flesh every time. People tell me, oh, you suck, you suck, you suck. But then when I prove them wrong, they get pissed. Tell me how I'm wrong in that. Like, am I wrong?
Well, Cyraxx, let me tell you how you're wrong. 1, you have never proven that you are right in any of these circumstances. I mean, you're saying that people say you have no talent, but you've never proven any talent, really. Like, what's the talent? Being the absolute worst possible grandson you could ever have been ever? Because sure, yeah, you got some talent there, brother. Or being the worst, absolutely most terrible karaoke host ever on YouTube. The most talentless, most pointless, most AI dependent artist I've ever seen in my life. Everything you say, everything you do is absolutely talentless. And I will stand behind those words, Cyraxx. And if you have a problem with that, brother, you can meet me in the mean streets of Akron. I'll be there, brother. Clap your hands 3 times and put one up your bum and I'll show up like a magical genie.
They sit there, they tell me to get off the internet, but yet they watch my shit every day. How does that make sense to you? Does that make any sense to you? Because it don't make sense to me. I mean, these losers that clearly don't have lives, they sit there, they tell me that they hate me, they want me off the internet, but yet they proceed to watch my videos and tune in every single day, putting me into their algorithm. Every day.
I've talked about Cyraxx not understanding the situation of what a hate watcher is, but that's not even the case here. People aren't watching it on Cyraxx's channel 9 times out of 10. They're usually watching it on either, say, a series like this or some sort of archive channel. I don't go to Cyraxx's channel at all. I have no idea what the hell's going on over there most of the time. I'm getting my stuff from like the archive stuff over on Rumble or what M-Word Boy has or William Gloryhole, etc., etc. Never going and giving a view to the Goblin. That's rule number 1, never give Chansey a view. Don't worry, I'll forgive you if you got curious and clicked on over there. It's not that big of a deal.
People can sit there and call me all these different names, all these different evil names, and be like, oh, he's this, he's a pedophile, he's this, he's that, but yet, and this is where I find it interesting with the whole, pedophile allegation shit. This is what I find very hypocritical about that. This is what I find very interesting and very hypocritical. I just want this as a pedophile. Marty and William and all y'all in chat that hate on me for literally no reason, which is funny as me, honestly. I find it funny that you guys hate me. I really do. I find it hysterical. I mean, y'all sit there and you call me a pedophile, but yet I just want this as a pedophile. When you look at Marty's track record, when you actually look at his track record, this motherfucker literally supports pedophile on his channel. I just want this as a pedophile. So where am I the bad guy? This had 3 known pedophiles that have been convicted. White Bowser, Tony the Black Dragon, and Anacondason. I just want this as a pedophile.
So Cyraxx is coping and trying really hard to convince himself so he can convince you all that he is not a bad guy. None of the allegations against him are true. There is no reason, and he still can't figure out why he is being targeted by somebody like MusicBizMarty, William Gloryhole, etc. He doesn't know why people call him a PDF. He doesn't know why people call him an abuser. He just doesn't know. What he does know, though, is that Marty himself has interacted interacted with tons of other PDFs. And while that might be the case, Cyraxx, you are unfortunately and undeniably on that list of PDF files that Marty interacts with. And yes, while it is a very interesting thing for somebody to interact so consistently and on a regular basis with these types of people, that just happens to be the content they're milking. Does it make them themselves as bad as those people? I don't necessarily think so, but I'm not here to defend anything Marty's doing. I don't really know him like that.
But yet, I'm the supposed ped, right? It's hypocritical. Oh, this person's a bad guy. Cancel this bad guy. Cancel him. He's a bad guy. He did this. He's a bad guy. Hey guys, let's ban this guy. He's a bad guy. He made a mistake. Let's attack the human that made a mistake, guys. That's literally what y'all sound like. And it's funny. You guys actually think that the rest of the world gives a about your opinions. But I hate to break it to you, but the rest of the world don't give a. I mean, seriously, dude. The rest of the world does not give a about the troll community.
Cyraxx is truly insufferable anytime he tries to be snarky or smart. Doing his little voices, he's already choking on his spittle, can barely do a single take without having to stop and restart his sentence. The amount of stuff that I cut out of this video is insane, just to make him sound somewhat coherent, so you guys don't go insane. Cyraxx is truly an incoherent and delusional mess 99.99% of the time, and that 0.01% of sanity is when he's sleeping. And that truly is being incredibly generous towards Cyraxx. It feels like we're all the way back in 2018 all over again with Cyraxx just claiming that he made a simple mistake and that people make mistakes and that we should just let it go. All the things that Cyraxx has done over the years are not mistakes. A mistake maybe happens once, maybe twice, not like 13, 14, 15 times.
What is going on, YouTube? What's up, everybody? I know a lot of you guys have been wondering, like those of you that enjoy my gameplay streams, why have I not been doing any gameplay, streams lately? Well, we're gonna get into that. Starting with the title of this stream, which is new music dropping soon. Is there any? And the answer to that is yes, which is why I've not been doing any gameplay streams lately, because for the past few days I've been working heavy on 2 brand new albums back to back under brand new names, rebranding and doing everything I can to keep my shit tight and locked down, so that when I drop these 2 albums back to back of each other, these fucking assholes like Music Bitch Face Marty and William Glory Hole can't freaking touch my stuff.
So everybody in the comments who were betting that Cyraxx would be back to music within a couple of hours of saying he was retiring and focusing on gameplay would be millionaires right now, because honestly it's insane to think that just a day ago he was saying he was retiring from music, he's gonna just do gameplay, he's gonna be the Drift King all over again, and now he's saying nope, gameplay is on the back burner, back at it with more freaking albums, let's go. Cyraxx truly is the only person I've ever seen be able to justify just being too lazy to sit on his ass and play some video games on stream for an hour at a time every day or every other day while he's doing music. He's acting like he truly sits there 24 hours a day crafting this masterpiece of an experience that will be this musical album. Of course Cyraxx is gonna do this tight-lipped and make sure nobody knows his new artist name until he drops so he can keep all of his copyrights and everything good. But we'll see how long this last, and we'll see if these albums actually come out, because Cyraxx has a tendency to overpromise and underdeliver.
But there is something that I do want to touch on real quick and very briefly, and that is the rumors about MusicBizMarty being dead. Let me tell you right now, he ain't dead. That motherfucker's faking his goddamn death so he can try to get away with shit, and it ain't gonna work. So Marty, I'm calling you the fuck out. Sitting there faking your death, bro, that's illegal as fuck, dude. Especially to get out of court. Yeah, seriously, go check out his stuff. You'll see that he's faking it. And I'll be honest, Even though I know he's not dead. But let's just say for the sake of argument here for a minute that he was. You know what I say to that? Like, let's say that he was dead, which he's not. You know what I'd be doing if he was really dead? I'd be fucking celebrating. I say good. If he was dead, I'd be celebrating. I'd be clapping. Why? Because that's one less fucking piece of shit that I would have to deal with. But unfortunately, that's not the world we live in. Unfortunately, we live in a reality where, aka the world's biggest loser on YouTube is unfortunately still alive.
So, as we're hearing here, Cyraxx does not believe the recent rumors of the passing of MusicBizMarty. It's definitely a sad time in life knowing that a legend like MusicBizMarty might not be okay, might be on the last days, his last breaths if you will. But Cyraxx thinks there is a more sinister reason behind these recent rumors. He thinks that MusicBizMarty is trying to get out of his obligations and get away from his court date that he has with CIA Hole. Cyraxx of course has to bring up that faking your death is federally illegal, bruh, because every single time something happens, Cyraxx has to claim that it is federally illegal and the FBI will be at your door any moment now. Now, Chanty is claiming that if we check MusicBizMarty's YouTube page, we will see proof that he's still alive and actively posting. And while I don't know if I believe MusicBizMarty is actually passed, it is definitely sad to see that Cyraxx would be so disrespectful in the potential light of MusicBizMarty's passing. He would be dancing on Marty's grave, if you will, celebrating, absolutely ecstatic, eating all the extra Doritos he can fit in his little feeble mouth. And for the rest of Cyraxx's meager, sad existence, he could shout out MusicBizMarty and dedicate every terrible Linkin Park cover he does to the end of time to him, and acting like MusicBizMarty was a little brother to him.
Alright, I'll make this real fucking quick and real fucking simple and get right to the fucking point. To Nicholas C. Beagler, aka MusicBizMarty, stop with the fucking lies, dude. Nobody's buying your bullshit. And one, I'm not bullying you. You're the one going around saying that I'm bullying you, but in fact, me bullying you isn't what's going on. It's called calling you out on your bullshit for all the shit you've done to me for the last years, dude. That's what it is. It's me calling you the out on your bullshit.
Cyraxx has an interesting way of dressing up the word bully as defending himself or calling somebody out, when in reality it's pretty unprovoked here, Cyraxx. You've been calling MusicBizMarty and William Glory Hole, Wance Chilkins, etc. out in very aggressive and vulgar ways for quite a few weeks now, and it seems rather unprovoked. I mean, sure, maybe behind the scenes they sent you a cease and desist or a strike here and there, but does that truly warrant threatening their families, their friends, and bodily harm to themselves? I'm not so sure it does, Cyraxx, and you often seem to justify it that, hey, they said this to me, so I'm allowed to say something 10 times worse. And while that might make sense on the playground when you're in middle school, that doesn't really hold up in court, and it doesn't really make you look like any sort of respectable adult here.
And actually, Sarah, he's not dead. He's quite alive. And let me explain to you guys what's really going on here. Let me actually explain to you guys, for those of you that don't understand, what's really going on. See, Marty's a little bitch. Marty's been bullying me for the last 8 years as of next month. And Marty's running around faking his death, trying to pin it on me. And when that didn't work, he decided to go over to his panel and be like, oh, look who's bullying me. Motherfucker, I'm not bullying you. It's called me calling you out on your... And plus, Marty, we all know you're trying to get out of going to court on the 13th. We all know what you're trying to do. You're trying to get out of and go into court against my bro CIA Hole.
Cyraxx's conspiracy theory around what's actually going on with the MusicBizMarty alleged death scenario here is pretty cracked out, honestly. He seems to think that Marty wants to skip out on all of his responsibilities and get away from all of this just so he can hide for a little bit and then bother Cyraxx some more. He seems to think that he's that important that anybody, even even MusicBizMarty would go through all that trouble just to troll him. But who knows, even a broken clock is right twice a day. Maybe he is correct here. Maybe this is just an elaborate plot. Do you actually believe that MusicBizMarty and CIA Hole have a real actual court case going on? Because I would be highly suspicious of that if it was actually legitimate. And if it does turn out to be real, well shoot, slap me and call me Sally.
Your little plan of pulling a fucking Candle Smith 2.0 ain't gonna work, motherfucker. And if y'all don't understand that reference, let me break it down for you. One of my ex's, Candle, tried to fake her death and tried to say that I pushed her to suicide when I did no such thing. And for the record, y'all, Marty is clearly alive. Go look at his channel. The motherfucker's alive and well. Go to his fucking channel and look if you don't believe me. He just made a post literally a couple hours ago. You and William Gloryhole both are the world's biggest pieces of fucking shit to ever be born, dude. All you guys do is take and 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 take, and you don't give a about what anybody else has to say.
Since Cyraxx doesn't explain it very well because he's ashamed of himself and doesn't want anybody to dig into his past anymore to find out how much of an actual cretin and deplorable human being he is, Candle was an ex of his, but more in reality was somebody he stalked and harassed for several years, sending pictures of his body to her unsolicited, threatening her, and all kinds of absolutely deranged things. Eventually, she pretended to have killed herself so Cyraxx would leave her alone, and the trolls would let her fade off into obscurity. Now, for some time, Cyraxx would believe that she had actually passed, and he would do memorials, be sad about it, but I believe after some time, maybe a year, maybe less, he would find out that she had actually faked this supposed death, and he would become livid and once again make her a target. Cyraxx is complaining that there's no give and take in this relationship with him and Marty and William Gloryhole. That they just take and take and take, but they never give anything in return. And Cyraxx, that's not necessarily true. They've given you tons of exposure. More people than ever are aware of how you've crapped your pants, all the deplorable things you've done, and all the absolutely disgusting allegations against you. Now people are more aware of the Goblin of Akron than ever, and now the streets of YouTube are safer than ever.
So to Marty, I say this. Give up the fucking charades, dude. No one's buying your fucking bullshit. No one's buying your fucking garbage. So give it the fuck up. I see right through it. My little brother Ethan sees right through it. By the way, shout out to my little brother Ethan, aka 045. What's good, bro? Fucking love you, little bro. CIA sees right through it. Hell, my own fiance and my own fucking son who's 5 years old sees right through your lies. My own son who's 5 sees right through your lies, bro. My own fiance who I've known for 13 plus years sees through your lies. You're not fooling nobody, Marty. You're a piece of fucking shit coward. You're just trying to get out of going to court because you know you're gonna fucking lose. Have fun in court. Have fun losing. Because that's exactly what's going to happen is you're going to fucking lose. And to Marty, I say this. Stop posting about me. Stop recording my shit because guess what? I see you doing it again. I'm going to DMCA report your ass.
And with that, we will bring this episode to a close. Cyraxx is not buying into Marty's charades. He doesn't believe that MusicBizMarty has passed. Peace be upon him. He's calling everybody out. William Gloryhole, Wance Chilkins, shoot, Candle's even catching strays at this point. I feel like I have to remind you that this is February of 2025 and it feels like we are in February of 2019. The deja vu is hitting hard. The cycle truly does end up repeating itself time and time again. Thank you as always for supporting this series. If you enjoyed it and made it all the way to the end here, be sure to hit that like button. The more likes this episode gets, the more YouTube promotes it, and that's great because more eyes will get to see this cretin that we call Cyraxx, and we're gonna keep these streets nice and safe for everybody out there. If you're new to the channel, why not join us? Be sure to subscribe and turn on those notifications because I upload videos just like this on multiple lolcows every single week. We cover Cyraxx, Daniel Larson, Review Tech USA, and many more.